The US-Venezuela crisis continues to move into uncharted territory. US President Donald Trump is now laying claim to millions of barrels of Venezuelan oil, while defending last weekend's military operation in which the US captured President Nicolas Maduro. Trump said Venezuela's interim authorities will turn over between 30 and 50 million barrels of sanctioned oil to the United States. In a social media post, Trump claimed the oil would be sold at market price and the proceeds directly controlled by him. The announcement has fueled accusations that Washington's military action in Venezuela was driven by energy interests rather than concerns about democracy. The US president also offered new details while describing the operation itself. Trump later appeared dancing and said that following his arrest, Maduro copied his dance moves. The footage has drawn criticism from opponents who say it trivialized a deadly military intervention.
It was so complex, 152 airplanes, many, talk about boots on the ground, we had a lot of boots on the ground. But it was amazing, and think of it, nobody was killed, and on the other side, a lot of people were killed. Unfortunately, I say that, soldiers. Cubans, mostly Cubans, but many killed, and they knew we were coming, and they were protected, and our guys weren't. You know, our guys are jumping out of helicopters, and they're not protected, and they were, but it was so brilliant.
Well, China, one of Venezuela's closest international partners, once again condemned the US action.
As a permanent member of the UN Security Council, the United States has disregarded the serious concerns of the international community and recklessly infringed on Venezuela's sovereignty, security, and legitimate rights and interests. China firmly opposes this. We support the Security Council in fulfilling its primary responsibility of maintaining international peace and security.
And Spain, while underlining the authoritarian nature of the former Maduro administration, also denounced the US operation.
The operation in Caracas sets a terrible and very dangerous precedent, a precedent that reminds us of past attacks and that pushes the world towards a future of uncertainty and insecurity, such as the one we lived after. Other invasions guided by the thirst for oil.
Back in Venezuela, the acting president declared 7 days of mourning for the military personnel killed during the US raid.
From here, a message to our young martyrs who gave their lives to defend our country. Young martyrs, I've made the decision to declare a 7-day mourning period to honor and glory the young men and women who died, offering their lives, defending Venezuela, defending President Nicolas Maduro. There's no peace here because we're not at war. We're a people and a country of peace that was assaulted and attacked.
But while the interim Venezuelan president calls for calm, reports claim an unofficial reign of armed militias on the streets. According to reports, paramilitary groups have been roaring through Caracas, carrying assault rifles and setting up checkpoints in a blunt show of force. Cars are stopped, people are searched, and phones are demanded and scanned for contacts, messages and social media activity. Cuba has meanwhile confirmed that 32 of its personnel were killed during this US operation in Venezuela. The country also announced 2 days of national mourning. The Cuban government said the personnel had been serving in Venezuela at the request of Venezuelan authorities. With Maduro in US custody and Venezuelan oil now promised to Washington, global powers are warning of a dangerous precedent.
The world doesn't fit in boxes, so why should your news? From battlefields to negotiation tables, from internet outrage to real-world injustice. The conversations everyone is having and the ones they're avoiding. It's the same show, but this new year, Firstpost America gets a new look. I'm Kerry Johnston, and this is Firstpost America.